Hey guys, what's happening? It's Steve. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to talk about the 3 biggest reasons I am leaving Mailchimp. I'm going to ConvertKit. I am so excited about this email platform, and I am tired of fighting with Mailchimp. And so I think you're going to see that this is an awesome way for you to go. I do have a link down in the description for 14 days free, so you can check it out and see if it's going to work for you. Because I really think for those of us that are creating a lot, or for those of us that are running our own business, entrepreneurs, it's just so much simpler to do the tasks than what it is in Mailchimp that I think you really should give it a shot. I think it's going to save you hours. So let's jump into it. First things first is the forms. If you've ever tried to create a form in Mailchimp, you know that it's painful and the design doesn't always work that well and it's difficult. I don't want to say super difficult to embed on a website, but I've had multiple forms in Mailchimp where they get embedded on the website and they lose styling, and then Mailchimp doesn't save the form, so I have to go back and recreate a form and all sorts of drama. So let's look at forms first. Now this is a new account, obviously, just kind of a test account that I have of ConvertKit, but you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So here's a test form that I was kind of messing with down here, and you can see they're already saved. So any form I already have on a website, I can actually just jump in and make edit, and it will actually, that edit will happen real time on the website with the WordPress plugin. So ConvertKit has a WordPress plugin. You just install it on your WordPress site, and then you can just use shortcode to install these forms. It's super easy. So there's this button right over here. Let me shrink this window just a little bit. Create form. And all you do is hit create form. And now we get to decide if we're going to have a landing page or just a form. So we can actually do a full-on landing page if we want, or we can just do a form. And on this one, we'll just do a form, and we can kind of choose which one we want to start with. Let's just do this one, this kind of inline one over here on the right. And you know, we don't have to go through all the styling of it, but there's a lot of different options you have here. If we're going to go to the gear, and you know, main settings, so this can be just an informative bet on a site, a full landing page where it will flip you over to the landing page side of things. Here's our success message. We can redirect to another page, and we can add somebody into a sequence. So for this one, I have a YouTube ads mini course sequence that I will do a shameless self-promotion and put the link up to this landing page we're working on. So if you decide you want to take a YouTube ads mini course from me, you can do that. And I'm going to go ahead and add anybody that subscribes to this form to this sequence, which is awesome. So that's a sequence of emails. That is a 3-day YouTube advertising mini course. Over here on the left, we can have incentive email, which is, hey, confirm your subscription and get an incentive download, which is super cool. So we can say, hey, you know, if you confirm your subscription, you can get the PDF of my quick, you know, 10 steps to creating a YouTube ad, or whatever it is. So I can add that right here, and then I can stylize the form a little bit. You know, right here we kind of have what they call the naked one. I can do custom CSS. I can hide the form, so I can don't show the opt-in form to a returning visitor who's already subscribed. So there's all sorts of functionality here in these forms, and embed the form. So now I can embed via JavaScript, raw HTML, or WordPress. And if I hit WordPress, you'll see that there's ConvertKit form. This is just shortcode. So I'm going to show you this to you real fast. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and we'll go ahead and jump over. We'll hit save form just to make sure it is all saved and good to go. And I'm going to jump over to this page, this WordPress page I'm editing here, and this is the YouTube ads mini course. And I'm going to actually throw this one. We'll actually add another row here just so you can see it. There's that. I'm going to insert a module. And this is Divi inside of WordPress. If you've never used Divi, feel free to reach out to me. I do have a Divi crash course that I'm happy to give you for free. And we're going to hit save and exit here. And I'm going to update that real fast. And then we'll preview that, and you'll see that form will just show right up on this landing page. Now this landing page isn't built out that well, but you'll just kind of see what I mean by having that form there. And now here's that one form you saw earlier, and then as we scroll down, there's that form we just created. First name, and just using that short code. So that is forms, and that is just, you know, a real quick overview of how easy it is to set these forms and get them installed on your website. And once again, if you're not using WordPress, you can actually do form integrations with Unbounce and Instapage, which is cool too. But also, you know, you can embed it with just straight HTML, so that's no problem. You can just cut and paste that into any, really any type of website that you're doing. So that's awesome. So that is the forms, and they are just far and above better than what Mailchimp has to offer. Next, let's look at automations. What I love about automations is how visual they are and how easy they are to create. So I'm going to hit over here this button that says New Automation, and I'm sorry I keep kind of making the window bigger and smaller here. Just the resolution of my window is not catching everything in HD, so I just wanted to make sure you're seeing what is important. And so we're going to just hit Create Automation, and now I just get this pop-up of, hey, how do I want this automation to start? So I can do it when somebody joins a form, so we could have it set up to that form we just did, which I didn't actually rename, it's just form 3. I could have it to when somebody's added to a certain tag, so maybe I did a webinar or some sort of email capture system that I'm adding people with the tag, or when the custom field within records are updated. So there's the opportunity is really endless there. So let's say join a form. Since we have that form created, we did form number 3, and we're going to have add event. So now we're creating an automation, and what an automation is a sequence of events that happens automatically based on how a visitor acts. So we can do this little plus symbol here, and we can either have an event, an action, or a condition. So an event might be somebody, we already have somebody that's subscribed to this form. If they're subscribed to that form and a tag is added and a date occurs, a tag is removed, there's a custom field, then this next trigger will happen. So a date occurs is really one that's used most often. So it can be, okay, let's say April 26th, add event. So why would that be important? Okay, somebody subscribes to a form for a webinar you're about to do, and you want to send them more, a follow-up email a day before that. Or maybe you do a lot of in-person live events. Maybe this is you're getting signups for a live event and you want to make sure people are prepared for that live event. So now you can do a date. So now that date happens, and let's say now there's another event, which is another date, and that date is, so the 26th was this one, April 26th. Like, let's just make it, say your event is on the 27th, so you want the people to come to your event Friday, 28th, 29th, and Monday morning we want to send them another email just thanking them for coming to the event. We want to do that. Okay, so now we've added these events, but what happens when this event happens? So let's add something in here. When this event happens, now there's going to be an action. So that action is going to be an email sequence. So that sequence, now I don't have a whole bunch of other sequences added here, but I can add that, and that might be just one email. Hey, don't forget to show up to my course, and maybe there's 2 of them in there. The 26th and the 27th, and then on this date, these subscribers are going to get added to another email sequence, which is, we're going to do the same one here for lack of the fact this is a brand new account, but you'll see what I mean, that now they might get this of, hey, thank you for coming to my event, and maybe a month later they're going to get an email, announcing your next event. Now this is really a great way to do it when you have specific dates, but you can also edit this step. Let's do, let's see. Let me delete this event real quick. So I'm going to delete this one too, because that's really useful when you have a specific date that's happening. But what happens if you just want somebody to get an email, 3 or 4 days after your first email? That's okay. You can hit delay here. So delay the next step for, 4 days, and then you can add that action. So all of this stuff can happen, and here's what's cool. You see this right-hand arrow here, so somebody can be added to the form and then get added to 2 different types of automations, right? So So there we go. So now we have Form 3 and Form 2 are both getting added to this series of automations. And we can add all the forms to a series of automations. So say every single form you have, you want to make sure somebody gets a welcome email sequence. No problem, you can do that. And then we can just break this out. I'm just going to keep adding stuff here just so let's create a new condition here. So you can see this can just keep on going on and on. Has new tag been completed, yes or no? And then you can add another one here. I mean, so the possibilities are honestly limitless here. This kind of stuff isn't necessarily mind-blowing as far as availability. It is a little mind-blowing as far as availability in regards to cost of the software, because this, if you have under 1,000 email subscribers, ConvertKit's like $39 a month. It's something ridiculously inexpensive, and they don't cut out features because your email list isn't big. So that's what I love about them also, is you get full featured, you get the full features ConvertKit with, you know, even just the basic level package. So that's automations, and this is just an awesome way to visually see the automations. Now, I know some of you might say, hey, Mailchimp has some of that stuff, and that's true, but it's just not as visually easy as this. And you saw when I didn't have that tag there, I was able just to quickly hit a button and it created the tag. I didn't even have to leave this screen. Everything's very integrated in ConvertKit. And let's just look at sequences, because here's another thing that I love, and the third reason is creating sequences in ConvertKit is super easy. I'm actually going to hit this button over here that says create sequences. Sorry, it's a little cut off there for you. But create sequence. So this is just a series of emails that somebody's going to get once they fill out a certain form. So let's do my Facebook ads course. And I'm just going to create a sequence. Now you're going to see it just pops up the email right here. Now look how easy this email builder is. You know, email content, personalized, preview in the browser, when to send draft. In Mailchimp, this is like 3 or 4 pages that you have to go through. And I am not a huge fan of the Mailchimp email designer. I've actually had multiple clients have me come to their office just to show them how to use it. So it's definitely not intuitive. But here's the great thing. Here's my first email. So we'll call this email 1. Email 1. And then I just want to add another email. Okay, great. I'm going to call this email 2. And then I'm going to add another email, and this is going to be email 3. And now I can visually see the sequence coming together. And let's do another email, email 4. Okay. Now notice these are in draft. So say email 1 I'm done with, and I want that published, and I want that to get sent immediately. So you can actually do 0 day. And so see how that automatically turned to immediately. So I want this email to be sent immediately. And now once again, remember in the forms, we tell the form which sequence we want to trigger when somebody gets added to the form. So it's super easy. So then we'll save all. But right now, just email 1 is published. So you see I can work on these other emails without them necessarily, so I can still have people getting emails that I have published, but I can still be working on this sequence over time. So, you know, email 2, okay, say I finished that one and I can publish, and I want to send that 3 days after the last email, and I can save that. So now you see both of these are published. So when somebody gets added to that list, they'll get email 1 and email 2, but I'm still working on email 3 and 4. So super easy to visualize that. Now the builder, I just write the email in here. Here is my great email. You know, it is awesome. You should read it. And I should spell awesome correctly also. There we go. And you know, all of that. So then I can take this and I can bold it and I can add some links or add files or do whatever I want. And it's all just right there. And then I would just hit save, and then I can preview this in my browser. You can kind of see there it is, pretty basic. That's all I want it to be. I'm a big fan of the basic email. And there you go, save all. So those are really the 3 main features that are compelling me to leave Mailchimp and go to ConvertKit. The 4th bonus reason is just how easy it is to send out a quick one-time email. That's under broadcasts. So this is just an easy, you just hit new broadcast, and who should it be from, which subscriber should it go to, and you just hit next step, and boom, all of a sudden you're going to have this email. Boom, 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 write the email, and then you would preview it and send. It's that easy. I mean, and then you can A/B test the headlines right here if you want to do that. Really, really easy just to send a quick email to whatever segment of your list that you want to, or your whole list, whatever you want to do. So forms, automations, sequences, all great reasons to check out ConvertKit. I have the link to your 14-day free trial in the description below. I really hope you check it out. It is definitely worth your time. I'm sold on it. I'm already telling my marketing buddies about it, and I think you are going to love it. So with that, it's Steve. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and we'll talk to you soon.